Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Let me know if the mic is working now. All right, there we go. There we go.
Hello, hello.
All right, cool. Just heard myself. Cool, cool. All right. Sorry, guys. Again, it's my first time doing this whole podcast jazz on this channel, so trying to set things up. There we go. All right. Yeah, how do you say your name? Uh, M- Mulliman, right? I'm just gonna call you that. Your first name seems a little difficult, so okay. I'm like hearing myself. Hold on. Cool. All right. Got that fixed. Okay. Do, 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 do. All right. All right. Okay. What am I looking for? Got it. Cool. Okay. Give me about 2 more minutes, fellas. 2 more minutes. This is a little crazy. 2 more minutes. Let's see. All right. 1 more minute. Jeez. All right. Wow. Okay. I think we're good to go. Thib, Thib, right? Is what most people say online, I guess. All right, cool. I'm gonna call you Thib. All right, again, thank you for joining me. I really, really appreciate that. So we're gonna give this podcast a go and see how the first one goes. Again, your feedback is really helpful and important. And just to let you guys know, I do appreciate all the feedback that I get from all you guys. So, to get started again, like I stated, we are going to talk about is Google Stadia, the future of gaming, and I'm going to talk about 3 reasons why, personally, I believe that Google Stadia is the future of gaming. So, the first being, to get right into it, the first being is we live in a digital future, right? So people might argue differently, especially collectors, right? People that collect stuff, they have a hard time like accepting the fact that this is the case, right? That we do live in a digital future, right? So for instance, look at CDs, right? Before Spotify existed, do stuff called cassettes, do stuff called CDs, right? You would have a radio and a tape, right? If you want to record a song, you would have to put the tape in there, hit record, and record the song of the radio. And that way, you have that music to play back on your Walkman and stuff like that. And then came CDs, and then came, the iPods with MP3s. The Apple App Store kind of changed the game with that. And so We transformed from a physical world with cassette tapes and CDs to a digital world with music, with MP3s, right? So that is for music. All right, let's take a look at movies, right? There's once upon a time story. There's a store called Hollywood Video, and there's a store called Blockbuster, right? That was the joint back in days. Like every Friday, people look forward to like having a blockbuster like weekend. They'll go to the blockbuster store, rent some movies, get some popcorn, get some candy, bring it home, and have a grand weekend. And then you have a couple of days, you watch the movies, and then you can return it, and then you get new ones and back and forth, right? That was Blockbuster, right? And that was Hollywood Videos. Then came Redbox. Redbox, I believe, was the transition to what we have known as Netflix. Netflix actually started off as a physical company, right? To where you would, they had an online store, right? And then you would choose the movies that you want online, and they'll mail it to your house. Like you get pay 8.99, and then you had access to um these movies, right? You go on the website, you pick what you want, they mail it to you. When you're done, you put in your mailbox, and it gets mailed back to them. So it's very convenient. You didn't have to drive to Blockbuster. That started the trend of what we have as the digital Netflix, where they are done with the physical. I don't think you can do that whole rent CD things anymore. On Netflix, it's all digital now, right? So you see the transition from music to movies. It's inevitable that the same thing is going to happen to gaming, right? So that's where we're approaching. The future for gaming is digital. Whether you want to accept it or not, that is the future. If you look at companies like GameStop, look at what Walmart is doing by reducing the prices of Switch games, brand new games, right? They reducing the price to $50 instead of it being $60. You go to Walmart, you can buy brand new Switch games for $50. People are moving more towards digital when it comes to purchasing games, especially like with the Nintendo Switch movement, the always on the go system. People like their games physical, I mean digitally. Um, and so that shift is transitioning the gaming market, right? So again, the first reason why I feel like Google Stadia is the future of gaming is because we are moving in a digital era, digital world. I mean, if you look at the eShop, you see all of these developers like creating games. Like it's not costing, it's not like blockbuster AAA games, but they put these startups on Nintendo Switch eShop, and it's giving them like a place to showcase the talent. Digital is the future of gaming. Okay. So Stadia fits right in because again, this is all digital. The only thing physical is the Chromecast, right? And the controller. But as far as like buying physical games, buying the system, there's none of that. So Google's making that push of a physical, all digital. I'm sorry, all digital gaming system, right? You have the Microsoft side, they call it, that was just released. Microsoft kind of testing the waters where it's a digital, all digital system. There's no physical disk with that. Okay. So companies are starting to make that jump to digital. So again, I don't want to beat this you know this dead horse over and over, but I just want to state again one of the first reason why I think Stadia is the future of gaming is because we're moving in a digital era of gaming. Okay. Second reason why I think Stadia is the future is the technology behind it. So if you guys didn't know, Geforce Now is actually available. It's out. You can play it. You can test it out. And I've done several videos on this channel showcasing some games running on Geforce Now, games like Devil May Cry and Apex Legend. And I have to say, like, guys, I'm seriously blown away by the quality of it, the response time. Honestly speaking, I'm not experiencing any latency. And this is using the NVIDIA grid service, right? Imagine Google's infrastructure, right? I'm I cannot wait to test the Stadia out. I have faith and trust in Google because I have heavily invested in the ecosystem. All my stuff is in the cloud and it works seamless and has not given me an issue. So I personally trust that they know what they're doing when it comes to offering a service that works and works well, right? So the technology behind the Google Stadia is why personally I feel like it's the future of gaming. If any company can pull this off, personally I feel like it's Google. And not only just you know, the current where Google Stadia is currently right now. One of the beauty of the Stadia is you don't need to buy a brand new system. So let me say 8K comes out, right? Google updates their cloud GPU system. So you don't have to like go to the market, buy a new system. They update that for you, which is flipping awesome because you guys know how the console market work. Every 4 to 6 years, it's a new console that releases, and you have to shell out $400 to $600 for brand new console. That is changing the game when all you're paying for, they're going to have a free service where you don't have to pay for anything, but all you're paying for is a monthly subscription of $10 a month, and then you have access to games that you purchased and you can play that anywhere. So it limits the fact that you actually need to pay for just, five, sometimes $300 for a console. That is xed out. So that is my reason number two of why I think the Stadia is the future of gaming. Okay. The third reason why I feel like Google Stadia is the future of gaming is Google Stadia is releasing and launching with about 20 plus titles from major big third party devs, right? When can you think of a brand new system? I'm not talking about like an existing company. I'm talking about a brand new company launching with this caliber of third party dev on the roster. And to me, that question, Google Stadia is new to the gaming game, right? And they have Square Enix on the roster. They have Ubisoft on their roster. I don't know what the hell EA is doing, but eventually I think they'll make the EA access available for Stadia. But they have all of these Ubisoft, Square Enix. We haven't seen Capcom yet. We have 2K on there. Um, who else is on this roster? Let me take a look. But again, we have Bungie on here. We have Bethesda on here. We have THQ Inc. on here. We have Sega on here. We have Codemaster. We have Tequila Works, brand new company on here. We have Warner Bros. On here. We have SNK on here. Again, Square Enix is on here. These are like high Bandai Namco's on here. These are high profile companies already supporting Google Stadia. I've never tell me when a brand new company has come into the game with this much support. I think Microsoft might have done it with the Xbox One. No, I don't think so. No, maybe. I don't know. I remember the big thing for Microsoft when they launched the Xbox Ones, people were saying all that system had was Halo. I don't remember like third party devs like flooding to make games for the Xbox One. I know Sony had that on lock with Madden and EA being like exclusive to the PS2 Sony era. So this is really impressive, and I will share my screen with you guys so you guys can see what I'm seeing. Give me a second. So I'm going to share my screen application. Let's open this up. Let's share that. So now you guys should be able to see what I'm seeing, right? So these are the games that have been currently confirmed. If you look here, these games are available to purchase. So again, we have Dragon Ball Z, X, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. We have Doom Eternal Wolfenstein. We have Young Blood, Wolfenstein Young Blood. We have Destiny 2. We have Grid. We have Baldur's Gate. We have Metro Exodus. We have Thumper Final Fantasy, Rage 2, Tomb Raider Trilogy, Samurai Shodown, Football Manager 2020, Get Packed, Elder Scrolls Online Guild, The Crew 2 Division, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Ghost Recon Breakpoint, Just Dance, NBA 2K, Borderlands 3. I mean, yo, this is launching, brand new console launching with all of that. So what that tells me is that third party dev see Stadia as, they wouldn't support a system that is bound to fail. So the fact that all of these companies are backing this service from get go, from day one, shows that there's potential for this to be incredible. Hey, Blood Axe official, what's up, man? Do you recommend me to on getting Stadia? It depends. It depends. I would say there are several things that you should be looking into. First of all, if you live in America, United States, definitely check if you have, what your internet speed is from your cable provider, because that's going to be really important with just seeing how well this can run on with your home network. Check what your internet is, and let me actually, I hope I didn't close that because I can show you the speed. So just give me a second. Let me pull that up again. Oh, let's see. Let's pull that up again. I'll show you what the requirement is for speed so you can be aware. All right, so let's see. Okay, so now you should be able to see what I'm seeing, right? So back to this page. This is the requirement. All right, no waiting for games download. And also, like I was saying, my second point, the technology behind Stadia, the fact that you don't have to download patches and all that nonsense is awesome. So this is want to play. Stadia resolution ranges from 4K to 720p, right? So if you are getting, if you have 35 mbs, you're good, right? I think connection wise, you should be able to handle Stadia without any issue. I think if you even have 20 to 25 mbs, you should be okay, because you'll be able to do HDR 60 fps 5.1 surround sound um at 20 fps 1080p, so you should be good, right? If you have 20, 35 to 20, if you have 10, then just know it probably won't be the best experience for you. But if your data cap is I mean, not that, if your speed is here, then you should be good. But I would recommend definitely calling. Actually, let me test my connection. I'm streaming and all, but let's see what I'm working with here. But anyway, check your connection, call your cable provider, and see what you're getting. And then the second question you want to ask is if you have a data cap. Because if you have a data cap, this is going to eat it up. And so you probably are going to be charged additional fee to use Stadia if you have a data cap. So ask those two questions. Let this bad boy. based on your current download speed of bam with high performance. So I think I'm way over the 30 FPS. So that's MBS. That's what I'm rocking with right here. So I should be good. Yo, Clutch, what is good, my dude? What is good? So should I get it right? Do you recommend me say it? So yeah, so you live in the States. Yeah, so I would recommend BloodX official. Just ask your cable company those two questions, and depending on what your BPS is, you should know. If you're, again, like I was stating, if you're anywhere here to here in this ballpark, I would say definitely go for it because you have good performance. And also, it also depends on what you are looking for and what you want, right? Just so you know, you're not, if you're a collector, if you like collecting games, physical games and systems, then just know that all your games are going to have to be digital, right? You can't purchase physical games. It's all in the cloud, all digital. So that's also something else that you have to take into consideration too. I know, again, there's some people who just love collecting physical games and hardware. If that's you, then probably this might not be the best thing for you. But if you're okay with digital, then I highly would recommend this because the benefit of Stadia is you can play anywhere, anytime, on any screen. For now, it's going to be exclusive to the Pixel phones, but if you have a computer, if you have a Chromecast, you can just connect that to your TV. These rumors of Android TV and NVIDIA Shield being supported. But the future is going to be like any phone, any tablet will be able to play Stadia. I hope that helps. Yeah, my connection is ridiculous. Ridiculous. But I still struggle with lagging sometimes. That was crazy that that's my mbps, but sometimes when I'm streaming stuff it still lags like crazy. Anywho, the we're now at the third reason why I think Stadia is the future of gaming, and we talked about um just what did we talk? Oh yeah, they sorry. I'm like trying to read the chat. We talked about them like having all these games at launch and how the third party, they have a lot of like third party support, and like this is difficult to accomplish for any new hardware, or I know technically they're not hardware, but any new maker coming. This is difficult for them to get all of these third party publishers, Bungie, THQ, 2K, UBC, all these Square Enix, all these people that come. It shows that the industry has faith and they trust that this service is going to be successful. But I want to move forward and say that another reason why I think Stadia is the future is the people that Google are hiring to kick this off, right? So Phil Harrison, and I talked about this in my first video, but he actually worked for the PlayStation era. And yeah, like let me see if I can find some. Don't look at my Facebook, y'all. I'm an ugly dude. All right. Let's see. Phil Harrison to the PlayStation. All right. So this dude used to work for Sony, and right here, brief history. I don't want to play this. But yeah. So this article, January 2008, former PlayStation Xbox X Phil Harrison goes to Google. So this was published January 2018. So this guy was a juggernaut. He actually was the president of the Europe division for Sony in the PS2, PS/PS3 era, and then he went to Microsoft, and they'll state that here, and he worked for them, and now Google has him leading the charge of Stadia. So this dude, like realistically speaking, knows what the hell he's doing, right? He has experience, and like that is huge, right? So Google is investing money and like to make this successful. They hiring the right people. They are getting the third party dev support that they need. And so they are taking this very seriously. Hold on, let me just read the comments. Yeah, I'm going for it. Also, I purchased everything, so I try every account to see what's better. Yeah, dude, purchase it, man. I think you might be impressed. And also, I'm a Google fan. There you go. That's all you need then, Blood Eggs. If you're a Google fan, I think you'll enjoy it. I subscribe because he helped me. Thanks, Bloody X. Appreciate the subscription. You're not showing the correct window, I think. Uh-oh. I'm not. What am I? Oh, shoot. Are you guys on my... Oh, snap. I see what you're saying. Why is this not showing? That is so funny. Yeah, why is it showing that? It's like stuck on my Facebook. Weird. Interesting. That is hilarious. All right, let's try that again. Okay, cool. There we go. Thank you for that. Really appreciate that. You're not showing yet. Okay. This is the article I was just reading. Former PlayStation Xbox X Phil Harrison goes to Google. So that's the article. And just it's everything I said previously. He is the man, and Google Stadia got him. So it just again shows like how serious they are with this, and how they really interested in making this successful. All right. And then the second person that they brought on to their team, and I'm sorry, guys, I know like I'm really professional, and this podcast is my first one. So it might not look professional. So I do apologize, but the second one should be a lot better. But um, the second person that they brought to Google to lead the first party game studio initiative is this chick by the name of Jade Raymond. And let me just give you a brief history. So she's currently working at Google right now. Okay. So I'm just gonna forward. She led the creation of the first Assassin's Creed game. Raymond went to become executive producer of Assassin's Creed 2, producer of new IP such as Watchdog and Mighty Quest of Epic. Um, In July, Raymond announced that she had joined EA to form the Motive Studio. So she worked at EA as well, and now she's working for Google. So these are the games under her belt right here: Assassin's Creed, Watchdog, Splinter Cell, Mighty Quest. And she's the one that is going to be in charge of, it should state here, the first party studio of Stadia. If you guys don't know what first party is, they are like the Bungie's. When Bungie was working with Microsoft, they were, first party studio. They made Halo. First party studio are the Naughty Dogs for Sony. They did Nintendo's for Nintendo. So they make exclusive games for systems. And so Stadia is gonna have um their own exclusive games, Stadia Games and Entertainment. So that's what she's running right now. So they are going to be working on games and making exclusive content, exclusive games, just specifically for the Stadia. So again, having Phil Harrison on board, having her on board, just goes to show that Google is not playing around with the service, and they want to see it be successful. They invest in money, they get in third party developers on board. And I feel like for like this being the first time a company is doing this, they're doing extremely well. All right, y'all. Don't want to keep this going for too long, but those are my three reasons why personally I feel like Google Stadia is the future of gaming. I'm gonna do more podcasts, talk about different topics, different subjects. And hopefully let me know in the comments below if you guys like this. let me know things that I need to work on, need to improve on, and I take feedback very seriously. And I can tell you right now, definitely the way I started wasn't that great, so I definitely have to work on that. All right, fellas, thank you for watching. Really appreciate you guys, and I will catch you guys in the next podcast or to the next or in the next video. I fellas, till next time. Peace.